Hi, this is reporter Al Strain with the Owatonna People's Press. We are going to be doing a series of experiments with the cold weather. Right now it's about 17 degrees below zero outside, minus 45 wind chill, I think was the last thing I looked at. So pretty cold here in Owatonna. What we're going to be doing is a series of experiments to test how cold impacts everyday objects. And the first of which will be taking this balloon and bringing it outside to see what happens when a balloon filled with air is exposed to cold. So, okay, now we've been told that the air inside this balloon should deflate as it's exposed to the cold. And once we bring it back inside, it's supposed to re-inflate. This doesn't appear to be getting any smaller. I don't know how long this is supposed to take, but I can tell you that it definitely feels like 17 degrees below zero. Okay, so Plan A didn't go exactly as we thought it was going to, so what we're doing now is we're just going to tie this up out here, give it a few minutes because it is exceptionally cold, and neither me nor Ashley Stewart, our camera girl, really feel like staying out here waiting for this thing to do what we thought it was going to do. So. And I can tell you, it is also exceptionally hard to tie a knot whilst wearing gloves. That should be good enough. Here we have a very ripe banana, and experiment number 2 is we are going to place this banana outside, and we're told that in frigid temperatures like this that it will get as hard as a hammer and be able to hammer a nail. I don't know if we're actually going to do step 2 where we actually hammer the nail or not, but we should be able to tell how hard the banana is by the end of its time outside. Alright, so we are going to leave this out here for an undetermined amount of time and just set it right here in the snow, and hopefully it'll be solid by the time we get back. Okay, so what we're doing now is we have some bubble fluid, and what we're told with this one is if you heat up the bubbles or the liquid inside this bottle, and then you bring it outside and you try to blow the bubbles, it'll turn into a crystal that you can catch. I will say that these experiments do not take into account for operator error, which would be myself, but we're going to give this one a shot as well. Okay, we've warmed up our bubble fluid in the microwave, and now we're going to try this experiment. It might be a little too windy to do this. Alright, about the only thing I can tell you with this is that the bubbles do burst very quickly, but I am seeing some solidity. I don't know if that's a word or not. Alright, I can tell you that while we may not be having a lot of success with getting bubbles out of the fluid here, the material is actually crystallizing inside the stick and then blowing away in some form of solid, which is an improvement over just blowing nothing. But you probably can't tell on the camera, but you can see the crystallization happening inside of this circle as it's exposed to the cold. And then we'll bring this inside. Several different attempts at trying to get the bubbles to freeze outside. What we've decided to do is blow them inside, bring them outside, hopefully they don't blow away, let them freeze, and then we'll bring them back in and you can see how they become crystals. So we're going to give this a try. And then what we have in here is crystal. And then it'll melt as it's warmed back up. But for a brief moment, we made our own crystal using nothing but bubbles and a little bit of heat. Alright, so it's been a couple of hours since we left these items out in the snow. As you can see, the balloon remains unaffected, so obviously we can debunk that as a myth. But the banana, on the other hand, is solid as a rock, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Okay, our last experiment is we are going to take this thermos, whatever you want to call it, of hot water, and bring it outside, throw it in the air, see what happens to the hot water when it's exposed to the cold air. It turned to steam, and that ends our science projects here at the Owatonna People's Press.